What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday morning to you. Let's try to change this lighting. It looks weird. Like that one looks yellow, that one looks blue. I hate doing this. Like, this is why I set people up for a crappy production because I just don't put in an effort like everybody when it comes to my live streams. Where's this other switch? I'm gonna see if I can make this one bigger or brighter. There we go. Maybe. You know, it's interesting, right? Everybody has their perspective about the political clown show that we've been seeing in America. This has been the messiest, most ridiculous political cycle, in my opinion. I can't wait for it to be over. I'm tired of the scandals, the fervor, all of that mess. I'm tired of it. So I would like for all of this to be over very, very, very soon. All right. So you guys see my scarring. I beat my face yesterday. You have to get all the impurities out. And so for the next couple of days, I'm scarring and I can't really wear makeup to cover it up because it just defeat the purpose of detoxing my skin. So yeah, this is what it's like when you're getting all of the stuff out of your face. Next couple of days, it'll be clear and my skin will be glowy and I'll do a video. Good morning. Good morning to you. But getting back to Eric Adams, it's interesting. I don't know much about Eric Adams. You hear the fervor about some of these people in the media and you're just like, that's New York. I'm out here in Michigan. I don't really know a whole lot about what goes on in New York. But I know enough to be dangerous when it comes to reading in between the lines on some of the media reporting. And I've said this before, there is a takedown of black elites, black buck dancers, black puppets, everybody who was leveraged on the black people side. There's a takedown, I believe, of them. And it's slowly but surely in different little spaces. We see it with Diddy, and now we see it with Eric Adams. Now, Diddy, like I said, he's falling by the same machine that empowered him. And I think that's where a lot of people miss. He's an evil dude, no doubt. He bought and sold his soul. He bought into some crap. He sold his soul to the devil. And now the devil is collecting, right? And again, the brother was empowered by a machine of Satanists in the first place, right? And they're taking him down, right? Eric Adams is an interesting animal, though, because this situation is kind of perplexing to me, and hopefully somebody can help me work it out. Where teamwork makes the dream work, you guys. So I'm looking at Eric Adams Wikipedia. I got this pulled up. Just looking into the dude, trying to figure out. Let me get some ideas about this Eric Adams guy because I at first I would label Eric Adams as a buck dancer, but he's not. Eric Adams is not a Democrat buck dancer at all. Matter of fact, in his core, Eric Adams is not even a Democrat, right? Matter of fact, he just got back to the Democratic Party in 2001, right? He left the Democratic Party in 1997. He registered as a Republican and he said he did it as a protest because of the poor leadership of the Democratic Party, right? Eric Adams have made a lot of statements in the past, and he's even had alliances in the past that were not necessarily favorable to that Democratic machine. He's even said things that for that Democratic Party contingency wasn't really something that they wanted, him to be saying. He was aligning with Louis Farrakhan, and they have feelings about Minister Farrakhan and some of the things that he's open to saying. And apparently, Eric Adams is not too far off from Brother Farrakhan's mental disposition as well. Because where was it that I was reading? And so he was actually helping somebody, go through a mayoral election and he was supporting David Dinkins, right? and the incumbent was a Puerto Rican gentleman. And Eric Adams had the nerve, I guess, or audacity to tell this Puerto Rican gentleman, how are you going to help the Hispanic community and you are married and you are not married? He said if he wanted to help the community, I'm sorry, if he wanted to help the Hispanic community, he would have married a Hispanic woman, not a white Jewish woman, right? These are things that Eric Adams have said. This caused a lot of controversy for the Dinkins campaign, obviously, and he lost, right? So Eric Adams has a history of not saying very favorable things that the Democrats want him to say. So Eric Adams is not a Democratic puppet. He's not a token. He is a brother that is passionate about whatever he's doing, right? And he cannot be leveraged by them, right? But he has favorability among his people, right? And these are the most dangerous type of black men when they are favorable among their people, right? And they cannot be leveraged, right? So Eric Adams has demonstrated that he is not loyal to the Democratic Party. He has never been really loyal to them. And he will go against the Democratic Party if their policies don't align with what he's trying to do for his community, right? So obviously, Eric Adams has gotten a lot of heat lately because he's speaking against the Democratic Party again with this migrant crisis, right? They're telling him, sit down, be quiet, and deal with it. Don't say nothing, right? And just deal, right? And he's like, no, right? You are inconveniencing our communities with these human liabilities, and you want us to just shut up. You want the communities to just shut up and take this infiltration of cultures, take this infiltration of America with these volatile people that y'all didn't even really bother to vet. Y'all just dropping them off in New York, dropping them off in these at-risk communities at that. They're not dropping them off in the prime boroughs of New York. They're dropping them off in the black and at-risk black and Hispanic and poverty line areas, adding more human liabilities to an already big issue, right? Kamala's like, Paul, we don't do all that, like, political ad hominem attack stuff over here. You need to go talk to Candace Owens for that demonic talk. We do pragmatic stuff over here. But I'm looking at this and I'm just like, I'm reading this brother. He's going through he has a shout out to the Detroit HP's channel. He's going through the charges that Eric Adams is up against right now. This brother is just going to town reading.
Foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms so that the public could see who.
Hang on.
Hey, check this out. So I stopped buying random lotto tickets and
Hold on. We don't care about your gambling problems. We're trying to get back to this brother. All right. Hang on.
Get the QuickBooks mobile app. Simply snap photos of receipts, tap, and sort.
Here are some of the benefits that we uncovered during our
So
investigation.
these are the charges.
They were illegal.
Now wait till you hear the laundry list of charges.
All right. Yep. And shout out to Detroit
Eric Adams
HP.
said he was going to be lying. Let's see what he says.
So
Yes,
here's
we're
the
taking
laundry
you
list.
to New York after a number of charges have been brought against the New York City Mayor, Eric Adams. This is the U.S. District Attorney's Office. We're hearing from him, from the assistant.
I noticed they always put a blackface when they got to take black people down, right? I don't know if it's just an optics thing for these people. They're like, get whoever's black, get them on it, right? Let them face this, right? Let them face it, right? They always use black people. Y'all notice this. When they are taking black people down, right? They always use black people. I don't agree with a lot of what Tommy Sotomayor says, right? The brother is a buck dancer for show, right? But he did make a great point when he said they're always going to use a black face to take black people down. So I'm noticing they got this brother on the
FBI
mic
director in
talking
charge
about
and
Eric
also from
charges.
the Commissioner at the Department of Investigations. Let's listen in.
Campaign contributions.
And some flash photography I should warn you about as well.
National business class
Fair
flights
usage.
in opulent hotel rooms in foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose
Now,
these-
what they're doing is they're setting up the fact that they're setting up that Eric Adams was taking foreign money from Turkey, that he was taking foreign campaign contributions. These are things that he needed to be disclosing. They also said that some of the contributions that he was taking were illegal for him to take because they were being sort of layered through these different foreign entities. So these are
these
which
gifts
is a
on his
big
annual
deal.
public disclosure forms. so
But
that the public
everybody
could
in
see
politics
who
is
was
doing
giving
that,
him what.
right? It's just hush
As
hush
we
until they
allege,
need to take you
year
down.
after year
And they
after
have that
year,
leverage on
he
you.
kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them. We allege that Adams accepted these benefits knowing
We
that they were
allege.
given to him.
Okay, y'all got to pay attention to word choice too. It has not been confirmed. They don't even have hard evidence because he's not even talking like they got hard evidence on this man. We allege. Y'all need to understand when they say allege, it's not definitive, it's not factual.
Because of his position. And in exchange for some of those improper benefits, he intervened in the New York City Fire Department's inspection process for a building owned and operated by the Turkish government, allowing it to open even though it had not passed the fire inspection. The corruption alleged in the indictment is, as I said, long-running. As we allege in the indictment,
Long-running
Adams'
conjunction
solicitation of illegal
allegations.
campaign contributions began in 2018. After he started raising funds for his 2021 mayoral campaign, he agreed to take contributions offered by multiple Turkish businessmen, several of whom he met in Turkey. Adams knew that these wealthy individuals could not legally donate in a U.S. election. Federal law clearly prohibits foreign donations. That's how we protect our elections from foreign influence.
Well, what's up with AIPAC? They all up in our elections. Eric Adams gave key to Diddy. I know, right? Right? Didn't he do that last year? Right? Last year, and he gave the key to Diddy, and I'm like, this is really just interesting timing. How do you get the key to the city of New York by Eric Adams last year, and then this year, both of y'all asses is in the can right now? It's crazy, crazy.
Adams directed his staff to pursue this illegal money to support his campaign for mayor.
I think Diddy and Eric Adams was a volatile combination for these machines, because you got one man he's a politician, he's knee deep in the politician, and then you got this other brother that's rubbing shoulders with politicians, collecting collateral, acting as like a Jeffrey Epstein. And on the side note, he's talking that he wants to create a black political party. And then on this side, this brother has not shown loyalty to either one of these political parties, because Eric Adams has literally gone from Democrat to Republican, and more times than not, he has acted in protest of the Democrats. So that is a conservative Republican black man at heart, right? That is a conservative black man at heart, and they know it. They even move like one. So, we got to look at things, and I'm not saying that any of these brothers are absolved from anything that they've done, right? But you got to look at the setup. Because the stuff that they trying to take Diddy and Eric Adams down, I'm telling you right now, there's a bunch of politicians that should be taken down for the same damn thing, and they're not, because they didn't go against the grain, so they're protected.
And as we allege, Adams continued to pursue foreign money in secret well into 2021. And it didn't stop with his first campaign for mayor. As we allege, in 2023, the mayor rekindled these corrupt relationships.
And I guess I would like to know what the disclosures and the duration of the disclosures are when they're talking about taking, money, right? Because, if they're talking about that he previously took some kind of donations or funds from these groups, like before he ran for mayor. I'm wondering, does he have to disclose that if, currently those donations previously had nothing to do with what he's doing now? Like, I don't know how that works, but I would love to know
seeking more
how
illegal
those
campaign
disclosures work.
contributions from some of the same foreign sources to support his re-election campaign. Adams also took contributions that broke other laws. As we allege, he sought contributions from businessmen far in excess of what the law allowed. He also allegedly sought contributions from corporations, which are not allowed to contribute at all in New York City elections. Many of those illegal corporate contributions were organized by the same people who organized the illegal foreign contributions. And Adams allegedly disguised them all in the same way by accepting the money through so-called straw donors.
Like everybody else do.
Someone else's money, hiding the money's illegal source, such as
through these little fringe NGOs, those straw, that's what they're talking about. He's not doing anything that any of these other people hasn't done. How did Eric Adams go against the grain? He's with the grain and was Diddy. He did go against the grain. He is currently acting as a Democratic shill, but at his heart, he has always acted as a Republican. Always. His mindset, he even just recently came back to the Democratic Party so that he can become a Democratic shill, right? But they dumb it because he's a black man, right? They probably needed him for leverage, okay? They need black faces, right? So they probably needed him for leverage, but I don't think the Democrats ever trusted Eric Adams. I really do feel like they looked at him as if he was a volatile force because he wasn't your run-of-the-mill puppet. Eric Adams is not Kamala Harris. He's not going along to get along. He's not doing what he's told, right? Like he probably went the distance with this migrant thing for as long as he can. He's like, man, forget the bullshit. Here y'all go again, right? Same leadership things that made me leave the Democratic Party in 1997. Here y'all go again. Here y'all go again. So this brother has been seeing the poor leadership of the Democratic Party. He's been calling it out. I don't know. But obviously there's an advantage on that Democratic side because he kept going back to be a shill. Yeah, he spoke about the illegals in New York. That's talking against the grain, right? But if you look at Eric Adams' history, right, he's been talking against the grain and aligning against the grain of the Democrats for decades, for a lot of his career.
16. He took these benefits nearly every year through 2021. Here are some of the...
So go ahead, brother.
You trying to say that Adams was selling New York to Turkey?
That's what they're saying. They're saying that Eric Adams was selling New York to Turkey. And this is a very interesting point to me. Because, obviously you're looking at Turkey. I don't necessarily believe that they are a Western ally nation, right? So it's interesting that, you have all of these allegations of people taking foreign money for elections, right? And, you have the Russia hoax with the Democrats. Now you have the Republicans talking about Iran is trying to set up Trump. And Iran is doing all this stuff with Trump. Now you got Eric Adams in the middle, and they're tying him to Turkey, which is really more of an ally to Russia and Iran. So I'm looking at some of these moving parts right now, and I'm trying to see how they all play out, right? Because obviously we are headed towards World War III. And, these moving little mundane parts, they all matter. They all matter. You see all these political takedowns, and I think that for Black people, I think more now than ever we need to definitely establish code, be on code, right? Because they can't trust us, right? We have let them down this cycle by calling out their blackface candidate. We have let them down by calling out that we have seen them throwing all these ethnic bags of garbage as the first black person, and these people aren't even black, right? We've seen the plot, and that scares them, right? They're losing their control over the mindsets of black people, and good for us for waking up. And and shout out to our conscious black communities out there, our conscious black creators, FBA Camp, Tariq, Dr. Umar, people like that, for putting our people on real game, right? And I think it's time for us to get away from our feelings, get away from this slut, hoe, pimp culture stuff that they keep force feeding us, and get on code with the mindsets of warriors, right? We really need to just get back to the lions that we are and get on code, because there's a takedown of so many, like black enterprise. I think that we're empowered by these non-black machines that we've come to love so much. I do believe that we're going to see a takedown because they don't like our loyalty. They don't like our loyalty. That's just my opinion. But I thought this was interesting, though, with Eric Adams, because, the brother could be definitely guilty of all these things that they're saying, right? I don't absolve anybody of their crimes just because they're black, right? I don't look at everybody that's black as being innocent, because we got some shiesty people in our community and we need to weed them out. But at the same time, it does seem very suspect on so many different levels to me that you just have this snowball effect of all these people being taken down. Post Jeffrey Epstein revelation, you would think that the same type of takedown would have happened with these Jeffrey Epstein and his list, but no, it's crickets, because they're going to protect their people, but they're going to give us the black Jeffrey Epstein, and we're going to see all the black people taken down. They're always going to protect themselves. Black people will always take the fall before them. That's why we shouldn't be aligning with these people. We should not be aligning with these people. And so many people, they just desperate for the coin and the relevance. You just want to be the HNIC. And them folks is like, all right, you want to let us leverage you against your own people. We'll have you doing all kinds of schemes against everybody so that we can have a black face on this, right? Look at all those black New York, all these city officials that they put after Trump right now. They thought they was going to get their biscuits by going after Trump. And they all looking silly and stupid. Fonnie Willis is looking silly and stupid because she wanted her Democratic tokens, going after Trump on some silly shit. No integrity, no ethics, no moral. You just going along to get along. And now you looking stupid. Now you looking stupid. They use black people to do their little biddings, right? And we end up looking stupid. Letitia James, Eric Adams, Fonnie Willis, all these buck dancers that we wanted to elevate. Oh, look at this black person. They're going to take down Trump. They looking stupid now. They looking stupid. They use black people to be the faces of taking down Trump, right? And it was really just a psyop for black people. Look at all these black people taking down Trump. But they were biscuit mammies and buck dancers in it for the coins. And now they looking stupid. Looking stupid. We got to stop letting these people leverage us. We're not looking very smart because we don't have the chops to say, I don't believe in that. That doesn't align with the tribe. That doesn't even align with anybody else's tribe. I'm out. Right? But we want to be glory whores. Right? We want to be glory whores. And this is how glory whores and Satan's system get their glory in the end. They will set you up. All this collateral that they had on Eric Adams, you think they didn't have that before he ran for mayor? Some of this, you listen to some of this laundry list of charges that they're putting out against Eric Adams right now. You think they didn't know that before he ran for mayor? This bro, he talking about 2016. You think they didn't know that before he ran for mayor in 2021, right? That was collateral that they had on him. That was collateral that they knew they could use. They was going to let him get away thinking that he was getting away with whatever campaign finance layering that he thought he was getting away with. But it's like they knew. They just needed that moment where he got off script, got off code to leverage it. So when he started talking about the migrants in New York being a problem, boom, pull out the collateral. That's why they hot on Diddy's ass so much right now, because Diddy has a lot of collateral on very powerful people. It wasn't just musicians and stuff. Don't nobody care about the musicians, really. But it's the powerful people, the politicians. Those are the ones who want the collateral from Diddy. The music industry is collapsing by itself. He was rubbing shoulders with politicians. He was a Democratic shill. Those folks want his collateral. Of course, the system has dirt on everybody. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. I mean, everything we do, there's a carbon footprint, right? And they do it for a reason, right? Because how do you control opposition? You collect collateral on your opposition. You collect dirt, right? And that's why I tell people, if you've done anything that was just so highly questionable in your life, if you've turned your life around, right, stand on your past and stand on your evolution and elevation as well. We were all crazy and dumb. You know what I mean? It's like you don't demonize people that went to Freakniks and they're doctors and lawyers now. It's like, we know you had fun. You changed your life, though. You married with all them kids, right? You don't demonize people for past choices, but depending on what those past choices were, you sometimes people who have had questionable, really highly shady past, they shouldn't run for office. It's not for them. It's not for them. But stand on your evolution. If you are a completely different person, only demons would demonize you for who you were in your past. You know what I mean? And people need to think about that, demons. Because if God wants us to repent and abandon our old ways, right? And we do that, who is anybody to tell us about what we used to do but a demon? Don't let these demons troll your progress. But some of these brothers and sisters have decided to play ball with the demons, right? And when you play ball with the demons, this is the results of that. So let me know what you guys think. I believe that Eric Adams, he's always been a target for the Democrats because he's never fully played ball. He was not that black face that they could fully leverage. So for Eric Adams being in that space, he should have always did everything cautiously. Because you had your people, you kept getting elected, you kept getting promoted to these areas. I would have been literally crossing T's and dotting I's in a machine like that collects collateral on people, right? Sometimes if it's too good to be true or the devil is offering you just walk away from the devil, because it's never going to end well for you at the end. And we see this with Eric Adams, So you guys have a wonderful good morning. And thank you so much for those who tuned in. Shout out to Vanguard Spartan. Dope boy, what's going on with you? But I mean, it is what it is. You know, these brothers and sisters, they're going to learn. They're going to learn that Satan's world is not for us. And we just need to be praying for sustainability. We shouldn't be trying to be glory whores up in here these days no more, because we see how they treat our people. They see how we see how they leverage our people, right? Get back to y'all. I'll talk to you later, and happy Sabbath to all my brothers and sisters. Bye.